Hello and welcome to Descriptions of Genius. Today we're looking at the video for Joss Stone's Baby Baby Baby. Joss produced the video herself and lavished a great deal of care and attention on script, mise en scène and special effects. Despite all that, her record company EMI never really seemed to get behind it, which is strange as it's a daring, brilliant and fun piece of work, reminiscent of a young Spike Jonze. Join me now as I describe Baby Baby Baby. It's Joss Stone's wedding day. She's not that bothered and she walks to the church on her own. She kicks open the door, which slams hard into the back pew. Luckily, the guests don't seem to notice and Joss walks down the aisle with her dad, who's also not that bothered. Just then, Joss looks down at the floor and sees something shocking. "What are you looking at on the floor?" "What's she looking at?" say the guests. "Oh, the groom hasn't turned up and everyone's only just realised." Joss is furious and removes her wedding gloves at the special dressing table that her bridesmaids have decorated specially with special petals and an empty special bottle of champagne. She starts to gag and there's a real possibility that she might vomit. Instead, she gets to her feet and stands beneath a bright light. For the first time we see her brides are carrying machine guns, though it's hard to know why. Suddenly, Joss turns into a policewoman in a weirdly lit police station. She's interviewing a suspect and she's as mad as hell, but it's a sexy anger. What the hell's going on, thinks the suspect, who could possibly be the man that stood Joss up at the altar. She smacks him hard across the face and he looks confused and bored. He's beginning to dislike Joss, who inspects his wounds, then climbs on the table and does some sexy threatening. If this is the guy that stood her up, he's not letting on, so now it's time for Joss to throw the table over like a furious policeman from Life on Mars. Now she's going to get Guantanamo on his ass. Joss removes the suspect's trousers and produces a pair of jump cables, which she's somehow souped up to get the electricity arcing between them. She's going to electrocute his balls. Suddenly, Joss is standing in a black and white field with some backlit smoke and her bridesmaids dressed in oversized suits. It's supposed to be like a war from olden times, I think. Joss has got a sword. Some men appear and line up against a wall as if in front of a firing squad. They're wearing rapper-style chains and ladies' underwear, and all but one are blindfolded. Joss threatens the first man with her sword and asks if he understands what she's saying.
Do you understand me?
He says he does and is allowed to leave. Joss makes it clear she's not playing and asks the second man if he really loves her.
Tell me, do you really love me?
He says yes, and he too is spared the firing squad. Apparently, this harrowing but sexy scene was based on actual events in World War I. Now Joss turns her attentions to the suspect she horribly tortured at the police station in the future. He's cold, frightened and humiliated. Joss orders her gun-toting bridesmaids to shoot him. They fire, but the man succeeds in dodging the first few salvos. Finally, though, he drops, apparently dead. It's tragic and disturbing, but c'est la guerre. But wait, it seems the bridesmaids were actually just shooting around the man, not actually at him, though a few shots seem to have passed right through his scrotum without doing any damage somehow. It's cold comfort, though, in the future police station, where Joss, who is clearly dangerously psychotic, is turning up the power on the torture device. Arcs of convincing-looking electricity dance over the poor man's Julies, and in the background we see Joss's shadow as she too dances with joy at the brutality. Now she's got the poor fellow dressed, and she's threatening to throw him over a bridge onto some train tracks or something. At this point she also seems to be giving him quite a bad wedgie, which he's not enjoying. Oh no, wait, they're on a roof somewhere, and Joss is giving the object of her insane affections one last chance to reconsider the error of his ways in this romantic spot.
Really love me?
Clearly it's done the trick, because now we're back in the church with Joss's dad, who's still not that bothered. And look, who's this bedraggled fellow being flanked by the bridal biffers with machine guns? Yes, it's the lucky torture victim being watched by Joss's gun-toting mother. Joss forces her victim to kiss her, and the couple prepare for a life of intimidation and misery. The perfect end to a fun video for a fun song. You go, girl!